Great, and welcome to part 4 of Mindfulness 101. Ideally, you have watched and more importantly, practiced, integrated, taken in, changed your life, your DNA via part 1, 2, and 3. That gentle, anybody can do it, anyone can succeed with some stillness and silence in each day. The inspiring invitation of part 2, which is the what am I going to get out of it? Why would I do that anyways? Juicy lifetime benefits and in this moment benefits. Number 3, getting into the what is this thing called mindfulness practice anyways, and paralleling it to the workout, physical workout, strength and flexibility, mental and more importantly, whole human being workout, mindfulness and equanimity, or building your awareness of life and your deep allowingness of life. And so in this fourth part, what I want to get into is just at least touch on a bit more of the technique side. And you may in your past have experienced the opposite, which is like, I can't tell you how many people have told me, I can't meditate. I don't meditate. I can't meditate. I'm like, it's like people saying they can't dance. It's like, there you go. There you go. There you are. There you're dancing. There you are. And when people say, I can't meditate, invariably, if you've ever said it, or at least, put your hand up if you've either said it and put 2 hands up if you've heard anybody else say it. Invariably, when I sort of dig a little deeper as to why people say that, it's usually because they have a false belief of what it is. Not surprising. It's like I have a false belief of dancing has to look like some fancy success stars on ice or whatever that, we want to be stars. You know that TV show that I don't usually watch. I want to be a star. At any rate, their definition of dancing is too high or incorrect as to what dancing I can or can't dance means. Likewise with meditation or mindfulness, most people incorrectly define meditation or mindfulness as clearing the mind or blanking my mind. And so it follows with, I can't blank my mind. And I'm like, neither can I. And they're like, what? And you've done it for 21 years? I'm like, yep. Well, we must be talking apples and oranges or rotten apples and really good juicy apples, the ones we really want to bite into. Because this myth, and I'll get into it more in round 2 of mindfulness myth busting, but this myth of I can't meditate or meditation is I got to blank my mind, I will alleviate that once and for all, starting now and in another module actually. And when in doubt, I'm going to say, to begin on your path of mindfulness, when in doubt, deep breathe. Be aware and allowing of more deep breath as an invitation, not where I'm going to stop, but as an invitation to begin a practice or to renew or to refresh a practice. And I want to, for fun, delve into, in fact, there's so many benefits to deep breathing. I really want to delve into this. And in fact, I found a great resource. I'm just actually going to scroll down and take a peek. onepowerfulword.com referred to and gathered 18 different benefits of deep breathing as period, let alone as a great focal point for your mindfulness practice. So in your beginning, we've done why do it, what it is, and now the beginnings of how to do it. My invitation is going to be that you use the breath of deep breathing in, count in for 3, 4, 5, hold for maybe a count of 3, and breathe out. And I'm going to tell you why. Another whole set of benefits that you may or may not have realized. And I wish deep breathing had another name other than with the word breathing, because we think of breathing, this autonomic thing that we've done all our lives, as not being very exciting. And yet it's an entirely different critter, this thing called deep breathing. And so let me, if you will avail me to, actually read some of this in highlights and then drill down on each one. So deep breathing, deep benefit too. Deep breathing benefit number 1 is it actually detoxifies and releases toxins. So your body is designed to release 70% of its CO2 that waste material and other toxins through our breathing. Yes, through our 2 eliminations processes. Yes, potentially through our sweat if you're sweating in terms of dancing or working out. And who knew? Out of our breathing would be 70% of our CO2 and other toxins. And so to detoxify, like people pay hundreds if not thousands of dollars to go to clinics to do that kind of thing. I can and join me whenever I pause for a deep breath. Yes, you too can detoxify for free while deep breathing. So, number 2, it releases tension. Can you feel the deeper you breathe, the more tension you can actually release? If part of tension is contraction of muscles, when you deep breathe, you're expanding the muscles that hold your diaphragm. You're actually, if you start in the abdomen and then work the way through expanding those muscles, expanding your diaphragm, expanding your lung capacity, expanding your whole shoulder rib cage, all of a sudden you have released tension or relaxed the muscular structure in your body. Number 3, it relaxes the mind and brings clarity. So physically, biologically, oxygenating the brain reduces anxiety and may bring clarity or insight. So what a gem to be able to and actually oxygenate your brain, reduce anxiety. And for some people, that's a very real thing. As you may or may not know, one of the biggest drugs or medication on the market is painkillers and antidepressants. Imagine the ability to ease that anxiety. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not saying getting off your medication. Having said that, imagine if you just perhaps started having less symptoms and having more ease and more joy and more relaxation. So number 4, relieves emotional problems. So the clears that uneasy feels. A component of feelings or emotions is in your body. So if you're expanding and stretching and relaxing your body, you are literally expanding and stretching and releasing the vehicle that experiences emotions. So you can literally begin to, if you're full of rage and you're like, okay, I'm going to breathe. Already, it's just a little harder to hold on to that rage and a little easier to return to peace and equanimity. Beautiful. So number 5, relieves pain physically, breathing into the pain. So let's say you've got a pain, say in your right rib, not that I do, but imagine if you did. So literally expanding into the physical area of pain. I remember once on the eve of one of my birthdays, I literally collapsed on the floor with the pain of a nerve in one of my, squished or compressed between 2 of my vertebrae. And I literally shifted my focal point to the epicenter of that compressed nerve. And I literally lay there and focused my entire attention and deep breathed into that space until I could literally sort of come to, so to speak, and then stand up and then continue my journey to pack for a week-long mindfulness canoe trip where I drove 2 hours and arrived there and said to them what I had experienced, and I was still feeling some pain, but I'd never lost focus of expanding my breath in the spot in between my 2 vertebrae where that nerve had been compressed and had that piercing pain that had gone through my body. So literally this technique has physically saved my physical well-being, reduced pain significantly, and had me end up going on that canoe trip, carrying backpacks, etc. So incredible in terms of pain possibilities for you in terms of relief. Massages your organs. So the movement of the diaphragm massages your lower and your upper organs. You've got 7. This is my favorite. It increases muscle. I told you one of the anti-aging or the longevity tricks up my sleeve is building muscle mass. This chief science officer for the wellness team that I'm part of said that is one of the key combatants to aging is muscle mass. And so the fact that deeper breathing actually oxygenates the cells, including the muscles, and therefore allows for your muscle expansion and strength and building, like I couldn't be more excited. So number 8, I'll toss through these a little more quickly. Now you get the idea. If there was only 2 or only 7 benefits, it would be worth it. But a number of these I wasn't aware of, so I wanted to bring them to you. Number 8, if you're writing them down, strengthens your immune system. So oxygen attaches to hemoglobin in your red blood cells, which in turn metabolizes nutrients and vitamins. So you're actually strengthening your immune system. Love it. Number 9, improves your posture. It's really tough to deep breathe like this. And so good and deep breathing techniques encourages the health of your structural alignment. We've got various systems. We've got our skeletal system, our muscular system, our neurological system, etc., our arterial system. And so that expansion of breath can contribute to the health and the vitality, of which I presume you want, like I do, of all of those systems. So number 10, improves the quality of your blood, removing the carbon dioxide and increasing the oxygen in your blood. Number 11, increases digestion and assimilation of food. This is all deep breathing. This is all one thing. So increasing the digestion and assimilation of your food. It's the digestive organs and the food have more oxygen and therefore can do their process well. Number 12, improves your nervous system. So your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves receive more oxygen and therefore increase the communication to your entire body. Number 13, it strengthens your lungs. Healthy, strong, and allows you to be more resistant to respiratory challenges that you may have experienced in the past. Hopefully not, but this can reduce that. Number 14, it strengthens your heart. So in reducing the workout on your heart because of more efficient lungs. So you've got your lungs being more efficient with the oxygenated blood, and it's making your heart, the job of your heart easier because there's more oxygen in your blood. There's an efficiency of the blood transfer into the cells. Your body's getting more oxygen. The entire synergistic workings of all your systems in harmony is just that much more optimized. Number 15 may interest some of you. So it assists in weight optimizing. I want to say, not to say weight loss, but if you're overweight, extra oxygen burns off excess fat more efficiently. And if perhaps you're underweight, extra oxygen feeds those starving tissues and glands. So either way, you're optimizing your vitality. And the more you do that, the more your body weight will be optimized. Number 16, coming in for the home stretch. It boosts your energy levels and improves your stamina. So thank God, who doesn't want to have more energy? And can't you feel it? I'm going to pause one more time again and breathe with me. Just even being aware of all these benefits. I saw as I was breathing in, wow, all my systems being optimized. I saw the blood, the neurological, the lungs, the organs, the muscular, the skeletal. Just visually seeing all of your systems being optimized. Using the mental faculties, the visualization that we'll get into in another training to optimize the benefits of the deep breathing itself. Even if you weren't conscious of it, now that you are, you're already optimizing it even more. Number 17, it improves cellular regeneration. And I know quite a bit about this. I've drunk a advanced cell renewal for over 10 years. And a lot of us are, excuse the expression, firing out blanks when it comes to actually creating new units of energy in our bodies each day. We're ideally creating new units of energy, but a lot of us aren't producing all of the elements that we need to complete that cycle. And so the deep breathing is not only, but it is a contributor to improving your cellular regeneration. And 18th, coming in for the home stretch, last but not least, it elevates your mood. Thank heavenly days. And so literally there's an increase in pleasure-inducing neurochemicals. How about that? So your body, your brain is actually producing chemicals that has more pleasure. And in fact, I'm feeling more pleasure right now, having done even just a few deep deep breaths with you. So I really wanted to run through those and really anchor in those deep breathing benefits as I suggest, not just suggest, oh, follow your breath, follow your breath. No, I wanted to not just give you a fish, but teach you how to fish. I wanted to give you the benefits so that as over the next few days and weeks you incorporate the focus, the awareness and allowingness, the mindfulness and equanimity of your breathing process. I wanted to invite you into the deep breathing process. And to, as a final few moments, let's do some of that together, where we're going to deep breathe in for a count of 4 to 5, and then hold for 2 or 3, and then release for 3 or 4 or 5, whatever's a comfortable rhythm for you. And starting in the diaphragm, expanding out from there, or the lower abdomen, which expands the diaphragm, which expands the lungs, as you're deep breathing from the bottom up as you take it in. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1, let's do it together. And one more, and I'll invite a little mindfulness instruction with it. So now, twinning the deep breathing with the mindfulness practice, the invitation is to be aware of any aspect of your breathing experience. So you could just be aware of expanding your abdomen. You could just be aware of the expansion of your diaphragm. You could just be aware of the expansion of your lungs. You could just be aware of the sensation of the breath coming in and out of your nostrils, or passing lightly through your mouth. Any of these, or you could encompass the whole process, being aware of the entire physical process. Mark my words, and we'll come back to this. So your focus is on your body rather than your thoughts or your mind right now. Your focus is on your body, and your object of meditation is deep breathing. So 3 more, let's do it together, bringing more mindfulness and equanimity to the breathing process. So you're being more aware or mindful of it, and you're being more allowing of however it goes for you. It could be very effortless for you to do it, or it could be quite effortful. And so to bring okayness or allowing or equanimity to the process. All right, 3 more breaths together. Bringing awareness and allowingness, practicing mindfulness with deep breathing as your object of meditation. Beautiful. Great job. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're a total champion. Give yourself a pat on either side of your back. Both sides, either way you wish to do it. You're a total champion. You are now set to begin the process of having the benefits of a mindfulness practice twinned with deep breathing as your current object of meditation. So over the next 7 days, or over the time until you come to the next training, I invite you every day to set a timer on your phone or whatever. I've got a wonderful app called the Insight Timer. I'll tell you more about that in future trainings. But set a timer and choose your place in your time for some stillness and silence. And this invitation is to have your object of your mindfulness practice be deep breathing. Enjoy, and if you want to move from deep breathing to regular breathing, that's fine as you practice for longer periods of time, yet always have your breath as your object of meditation for this particular practice. So Heather Ramsey, ReWired Worldwide, and Wevo Global Academy, impressed by your commitment and your championness to strive for a better you, and the world is better for having you in it. So good on you. one more human at a time. I know whenever I go onto my Insight a timer app, there are thousands of people meditating every minute, and those are just the ones that are recorded. So tens, if not hundreds of thousands. So you are joining a League of Nations, a great group of humanity. Enjoy the beginning, your burgeoning, or your improved, or your developing mindfulness practice. Again, Heather Ramsey, cheers to you. An honor and a pleasure to serve you. Over and out.